Welcome to part 2. This is the more resting, stretching, restorative part of the practice. Um, I just checked part 1, and it's funny because I'm a body with no head, which is really interesting, because when you think often when we talk about yoga and yoga philosophy and yoga practices, we do think about this idea of like us being walking heads, because we spend so much time up in here. And so the idea of the yoga, the physical practice of yoga, is also to come out of your head and more into your whole body. So we'll just say that that was the intention for part 1 of this practice. But anyways, welcome to part 2. Just take a moment. If you're not already seated with your legs crossed, then this would be the time to just come into that shape. And just close your eyes. You can have your hands on your knees. You can have your hands on your body. And just feel feel. Feel the movement of your breath through your body. Feel the rise and fall of your chest and abdomen. Feel the sensation of the breath coming in and out of the nose. Take another deep breath in. Facing the front of your mat. If you're not already facing the front of your mat, just lengthen your heart forward as you slowly come into an easy forward fold. And just notice where you're feeling the sensations. Imagine yourself breathing into that space. And then softening everywhere else. So softening your jaw, softening your forehead and your shoulders. Inhale to press yourself back up to seated. Take the right leg out to the side. Tuck your left foot in, big inhale. And then again, you're just going to fold forward any amount. Your right foot can be relaxed. Now we're not using our yang energy. We're trying to really soften into this practice. Slowly shift your torso towards the right. Bring the right elbow inside the right knee and take your left arm behind you. And try to draw your shoulder blades together. Maybe press your head back and let the right ear come down towards the right shoulder. And then soften your legs. Sometimes it's nice to actually rest your right arm on your right leg and rest your head on your hand, or use a block or prop, or stay upright. You can do that as well. One more breath. And then gently press yourself up. Use your right hand to help your head come back up to neutral. Take the right foot, tuck it behind the left, and then fold forward. So this is a really relaxing, restorative, easy practice, right? So I'm going to invite you to really notice your efforting. We want to try and reduce the efforting. No efforting. We are going to just soften and keep this awareness of body, the awareness of the breath moving through the body, the awareness of the different sensations, the different sounds. And then pressing yourself back up to seated. You're taking the left leg out to the side. Now tuck the right foot in. And then again, just fold forward. Let that left foot relax. And then let all of of the lower body relax. I don't often have props with me, but they are recommended. So especially if you're new to yoga and it's hard, some of these, stretches can be a little bit challenging. And so if you have blocks, then you could rest on blocks and you just kind of bring the floor up to you. Left elbow inside, left knee, or even on the left leg, if we're going to come to this kind of supported pose. Right hand behind, and try to draw that right shoulder back. And then you're going to let the left ear come down towards the left shoulder and just gently press your head against an imaginary wall. And then try to just soften into the shape. So our dominant side tends to be a little bit tighter, so maybe there's more sensation. For me, I'm right-handed, so I definitely feel more in this pose than on the other side. Shoulders relax, face relax. You could even part your jaw. Just kind of let your jaw hang. And then gently, with the help of your left hand, press yourself back up to seated. Scoop up your left knee. Scoop up your right foot. And then just take a moment here and round down. It's like you're giving yourself a nice nurturing hug. Lift your torso up. Lean back enough that you can extend your legs any amount. You could have props or pillows under your knees. Take a nice easy forward fold. So you could have your feet hip distance apart. You could have, like I said, pillows. You could widen your feet and just allow your torso to kind of melt forward any amount. Try not to pull yourself into the pose. Just allow yourself to really come into this nurturing poses. So forward folds are very nurturing for the nervous system. It's really a way of turning inwards. Also, we tend to hold a lot of stuff, quote unquote stuff, in the back of the body. We face the world with our front and we store our experiences in our backs. Back line, or back of the legs, back of the torso, back of the neck. So this could be a lot. Inhale and exhale. Slowly roll yourself up. Keep your chin tucked. Make sure you have enough room behind you and keep going all the way back. Take a nice big stretch. Knees into your chest. Bring your feet down. Lift your hips up and shift them a little bit to the left. And then you can either take your knees into your chest and let them fall to the right, or you can cross the left knee over the right once or twice, and then allow your knees to come to the right for a twist. I'm going to stack my knees today. And then I find it helpful to push into the back of the head, kind of adjust the shoulders. The left arm can be out to the side. It can be in a Y shape. The right hand can be also in a T or a Y, or the right hand can be on the outside of the left knee. And maybe you turn your face to the left and you just come back to your breath. All right, try to soften. If your right hand is on your left leg, try to soften the grasp. Try to soften your face. Big breath in. Slow breath out. So bring your heels towards your glutes and then roll onto your back. Nose comes up, knees come up. You're going to bring the soles of the feet to the floor and lift your hips up now. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath you and then just sway your pelvis kind of side to side. Imagine your pelvis was like a swing. And it's just coming from the right to the left, kind of back and forth. Then pull your tailbone towards your calf, so really lengthen your lower back. And then keep lifting your hips up. It's not the full expression of bridge pose. Draw your knees towards your toes. Keep lengthening your lower back. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath you, nose up to the ceiling or the sky. Push into your heels a lot. We're going to hold this here for 3, 2, 1. You're going to lower your hips down, and then just before they hit the mat, you're going to bring them to the right. Draw your knees into your chest, maybe cross your legs, and then let your knees come to the left and adjust your shoulders. Turn your face to the right, and then just soften here. Face softens. 3 more breaths. Take an inhale, nose turns up to the sky. Exhale, knees come up to center. Squeeze them into your chest. Feet come down. Lift your hips up a little bit, and then reposition your shoulders so they're in line with your knees. And then just little pelvic tilts. So think of dropping your tailbone like you wanted it to touch the mat. And then as soon as it kind of comes towards the mat, pull it towards your calves and press it up. And then drop it down as long as this is not hurting your back, and pull it up. I have a visitor, so it's kind of nice. And then lower your hips down, draw your knees in towards your chest. Take your right knee, cross it over the left knee so there's no gap between your thighs. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath you, and then just draw your knees in for any kind of hug. Whatever feels good. So you can be holding your left knee, your left shin. You could be holding your ankles. I kind of like to just kind of draw my knees towards my chest. I have my left hand on my right ankle, my right hand on my left knee. I'm going to square my hips. I'm going to take 3 breaths here. Try to soften the hip flexors. If it's too much to draw your knees in, you could just cross. You could keep your left foot on the floor and just cross your right knee over. That's also an option. Let's release. So left foot comes down. Make sure the left foot is in line with the left hip and draw the right knee in towards your chest. Interlace your fingers behind your right knee and then press the heel up any amount. Maybe lengthen the left leg. Maybe walk your hands up your right leg. Maybe point and flex your toes. Make circles with your toes. All right, knees into chest. Left knee over right thigh or over right knee. Draw those knees in for a hug or any variety so you have a nice stretch of the hips, the glutes. Big breath in. Lower your right knee down so it's in line with your right hip. Left knee in towards your chest. Give it a nice squish. Interlace behind the knee and then kick the heel up any amount. Square your hips. Press your sacrum down. Extend the right leg maybe. Maybe walk your hands up your left leg, and then I find it nice to just point and flex. Make circles with the left toes. There's a lot of sensation for me anyways in the ankle, shin, and calf area. And then release, draw your knees in towards your chest. Extend your legs so they're the width of the mat. Adjust your sacrum. So press into your heels, kind of lift your bum up, and then try to bring your hamstrings a little bit closer to the floor so you have a space under your lower back. Take your left leg now and cross it over your right leg. Now we're going to take the C shape. So now you're compressing the right side of your body. So you need to drop your right shoulder towards your feet. So the left shoulder is coming up, right shoulder is coming down. So the right side is compressed and the left side is extended, long. Right arm can come down by your sides, left arm can come up overhead. You can interlace your fingers and put them behind your head. You could reach your arms overhead and grab your left wrist with your right hand. Whatever you choose to do, just try to enjoy. You know, if you're outside, maybe you actually open your eyes, kind of look at your environment. If you're inside, you could still do that, or you could close your eyes and picture yourself outside. And there's this really great meditation app. It's called Waking Up by Sam Harris. And he has an intro to meditation. It's 28 days. Highly recommend it. But he often will do open eye meditation like this. And he says, look at the one who is looking. So rather than being the person that's looking at the trees, imagine you are looking at yourself, looking at the trees. Okay, head and shoulders come up and back to center. Left foot's going to come all the way to the left side of the mat. We're going to go right away to the opposite side. So right foot comes over, cross the ankle over the ankle, right ankle over left. You could do the opposite, of course. And then head and shoulders come up. Left shoulder dips down. Find what feels good. Make sure that right hip, though, the right side is not lifting up too much. You want both sides of your hips to still be on the mat. And then I'm in the full sun, so I'm actually going to close my eyes for this side. But again, maybe you open your eyes. And if you have your eyes open, maybe look at something. Like think of that drishti when you're doing your balancing poses. Look at one thing and really focus on that one thing. So you are focusing on that one thing. And then the you that is watching you, what else can you see? What is in your peripheral? Another deep breath in. Take an inhale, lift your head and shoulders back to neutral. Uncross your ankle. Bring your right foot to the right side. Tuck your shoulder blades down your back. Maybe turn your head side to side a few times. Have your hands either on your body or down by your sides. If they're by your sides, turn your palms up to the ceiling. And I'm going to stay here with you for 10 breaths. But of course, Depending on where you're at in your day, maybe you stay longer than 10 breaths. It's really up to you, but for 10 breaths, I am going to stop talking and we're just going to be here in this moment together, just noticing the rise and fall of the experience. Stay in Shavasana or take a big stretch. Bring your knees into your chest. Rock yourself up to seated. Take a nice easy pose. Bring your hands to your body. Take a moment to be grateful for your body. And then gently open your eyes. I hope you had a wonderful practice. Thank you for showing up and sharing this space with me. It's always a gift to lead you through a sequence. Thank you so much. I leave you in light and I leave you in love. Namaste.